Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 NASCAR Motormaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. These drivers are rocking and rolling already around this Daytona International Speedway. 20 drivers on track for a 60-lap event. It's the 6th annual NASCAR Daytona 300. Right now being led by the driver of the number 10 Chevy Camaro, and that is Landon Jenkins, taking over for the defending and retiring champion of Matt Smith. It's being chased now by the pole sitter, Charles Jackson. And then right there, the 98 Ford Mustang of Trenton Krentz, two-time NASCAR world champion from the Gran Turismo games. And in the broadcast booth with me here tonight is Alex Tesdahl, out there racing right now as well on the racetrack. He is our in-race reporter for the season yet again. And we would like to thank all the viewers and fans for tuning in and coming back for another exciting edition of NASCAR Motormaster Season Racing here on NASCAR Heat 5. And right now we've got about 16 cars in this lead group, all still with a chance to go on up there and take the lead. The bottom line seems to be the preferred line for now. There's a lot more cars down there, and we're going to quickly throw it down to Alex Tesdahl and touch base with him. Alex, it's been a long off season. How have you been, and what's the vibe like out there so far here on track at Daytona?
I've been all right in the off season, and not the greatest start to my season. I am currently dead last.
Well, the good news is we're still within the first 5 laps of this one. A long way to go. And there's going to be some strategy that will shake this up, I'm sure. Stages are on. The top 5 in the stages get those points. Playoff points awarded to the stage winners and race winners. Landon Jenkins showing the way. This is his good buddy there, Aiden Cody, in the number 5 Chevy Camaro. New ride for him at Timac Motorsports. He's got his teammate, Josh Colm Diaz, right behind him in the 7 car, as well as the 9 of Aaron Garcia, defending NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series champion. There's Alex Tesdahl in the 22, a little bit of front-end damage with the Ford Mustang. He will need a caution to catch back up to the field. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61, giving a good push there to Dave Marks Jr. in the 36 Chevy Camaro. They're working together pretty well. Just behind them, the Dale Earnhardt Jr. look-alike car, and that's Noah Underwood driving the 88 machine full-time this year. And Noah refuses to ride single file. He's still trying moves up on the outside line, just getting no help. He's not getting anybody going with him. It was the 54 of Emily Seri. She almost went with them there, the red and white Toyota. She settles back in line behind her team owner, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. They're going to pull the number 1 along with them, and that is Chris Ryan. A lot of these drivers have signed new deals and have swapped teams and swapped rides. Chris Ryan was one of them, picking up the number 1 Chevy Camaro. Noah's still trying to make something work on the outside line, just getting no help right now. There is Harold Burden in the 47 machine. He's worked his way all the way up inside the top 10, and now the leader is getting shuffled out to the outside. And down the back straightaway we go. Charles Jackson, our pole sitter, is going to reclaim the top spot at Daytona. "20 drivers on track trying to win the biggest event of the season." Slade Gravitt won the inaugural NASCAR Daytona 300 back in 2018. Jay Burr in the 98 Ford won it in 2019 and 2020. Kevin Tattersall, number 54 car, won it in 2021. And of course, your defending and retiring NASCAR Motormaster Series champion, Matt Smith, parked in the victory lane here just last year in the Daytona 300. Some of the very, very best, some of the most talented sim racers on NASCAR Heat 5 have won the NASCAR Daytona 300. And it's going to be a very similar story here this year. Which one of these drivers is going to pencil their name into history? Still early in this one. They're going to catch a couple of lap cars before the end of this stage if if they stay green this way, they're coming up on Alex Tesdall, and there's a few other cars that have lost the draft as well. Emily Seri, Kenny Adair. There's Timmy Brown in the number 19. He has lost the draft as well. The number 8 Chevy right there with them. And that is Jordan Green. 6-time NASCAR champion Jordan Green is, and NASCAR Hall of Famer from the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition days. And the good news for all of these drivers who have lost the draft with the lead pack is that there are stages in this race, so there's going to be a couple of guaranteed cautions for them, and as long as they can keep a quick enough pace, they might be able to hang on here. There's Dawson Brush in the 93, another one of our drivers that has lost the draft. It's about 14 cars in this lead group. And after leading the race for a little while there, I was going to say it almost looks like Landon Jenkins in the 10 car was going to lose the draft entirely with this lead group, but there you see he hangs on to it and he's going to soldier forward. Up into the wall with the 11. And King G in the 11 Chevy Camaro found the outside wall. I didn't see exactly how that all started, but he's going to lose the draft with the lead group, and now it's about 13 cars in this lead pack battling for the lead. There's been a bit of a separation, actually. There might have been contact between the 11 and the 36 of Dave Marks Jr. Now there's 5 cars trying to run back down the front group of about 8 cars. And the good news for him is those top 8 cars are battling hard here for the lead. And there you see the 9 giving a good push to Josh Colm-Diaz. And the 7, they were trying to make the outside line work and then thought better of it. They cut back down in line. 4 Timac Motorsports Chevys all lined up in a row with Harold Burden in the 47, tailing this lead group. Aaron Garcia came so close to winning the NASCAR Motormaster Series Championship last year, battled hard with Matt Smith for it. Was able to capture some championships in a couple of other different series instead, and now there was contact there between the 98 and the 7, and now the 9 bounces off the 7. They're all still trying to hold on to this. I don't know how Harold Burden in the 47 didn't go down and pancake the inside wall. That was a veteran driver move there. He hangs on and keeps it going. And that concludes stage 1, I do believe, right, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and what this does is it'll save everybody that has either lost the draft or went 1 lap down to your race leader. And it appears the 98 is going to win stage 1. And that'd be Trenton Krentz, the 2-time world champion. We'll throw it over to Alex once he's finished with his pit adjustments to get the top 5 for you.
King Henry, even Stephen Nola, CWI, Black Cross, Infoul Trouble, NASCAR King Dave, Real Juicy, and just got that off.
Yeah, wow, that was quick too. And now evidently it was Charles Jackson hanging on at the line on the outside for the stage 1 win. And that's key, folks. These playoff points, they matter. They mean a lot. They really add up towards the postseason. Here we go. Stage 2 underway.
Oh, by the way, I was the only one a lap down, so I was the free pass.
Excellent stuff. So literally all 20 cars still on the lead lap with a shot to win this thing. That caution for the stage 1 end really helps Alex Tesdall, that 22 Ford Mustang, back on the lead lap with a shot to win. And now there was a bit of a slow start for the inside line in the mid-pack area that allowed some of the drivers on the outside to get a good run and challenge for the lead, and it also allowed for some of them to bail on that line and tuck down to the bottom and get in line. Harold Burton leading the outside line. And we're getting word that the 9 car had some sort of problem.
He's in the pits right now.
Yes, he is, and I'm not sure why or what's going on. Aaron Garcia, he won 2 championships in 2022. Both of them were on NASCAR Heat 5, and you're right. He's still behind the wheel. He has not lagged out or had a connection issue. He is on pit road getting some sort of service. It looked like fuel only. I don't know if he willingly went down pit road or not. Might have been forced down there. Might have been some sort of crash that we didn't see on camera.
Off turn 4, I just saw him down on the apron real slow. I don't know what caused him to get there.
Yeah, that is strange. We'll see if we can update the viewers a little bit later on about that. For now, he's still on the lead lap, but he's over half the racetrack, over half of this 2.5-mile oval behind your race leader in the 98 car. Trenton Krentz showing the way. Landon Jenkins right there in second. Aiden Cody in third. Josh Colm-Diaz is in fourth. And Chris Ryan, brand new ride for him this year, in the 1 car, runs in fifth in that blue and white Oreo Chevy Camaro. Now he got forced to the outside there by Charles Jackson, the pole sitter for this race. Just in front of them, Aiden Cody thought about 3 wide and then thought better of it, tucked back in line behind Landon Jenkins. After winning the 2022 NASCAR World Championship on the F1 game, Landon Jenkins has taken his privilege, his right, to start his own race team here in NASCAR. Bold Pluto Racing was born just about a couple of weeks ago. Signed a few of his friends to his truck team and starting slow with a bit of a lower budget here for the NASCAR Motormaster Series. He's got the colleague cars, and that's a very elite group of cars to have for your team. And now problems deep in the field. Emily Sari and Noah Underwood, 54 and 88, they got into each other just a little bit. They both held on to it, and as long as they get back on the throttle here, they should be able to stay with this lead pack. Well, maybe not. That gap has increased to about 8 or 9 car lengths, and that's a little bit larger than the threshold. Dave Marks Jr. might be in a bit of trouble. He might lose the draft with this lead group. He's getting a good push, though, from the 18 right now. And they're coming up on Aaron Garcia to put him 1 lap down. They'll catch him within a couple of laps. Whoa! The 22 Ford Mustang had a big moment there, and that's Alex Tesdall, our in-race reporter. A great save by him, but he lost a couple of positions, nearly lost the draft. Trenton Krentz, Josh Colm-Diaz, Charles Jackson, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., and Harold Burden, your top 5. Top 7 all lined up bumper to bumper to bumper, and then you've got the number 1 Chevy of Chris Ryan running in 8th. He's kind of on his own terms here, just kind of feeling this out. He's a veteran driver. A lot of veteran drivers here this year with a full-time deal, and 4 of them are running in the top 10. And it's great to see Sean Lucas out here in the number 51 Chevy Camaro. Made the playoffs last year. Made the playoffs for Platinum Cup as well. Made it all the way to the round of 12. Pushing hard. He's in this lead group. He's running in the 6th place position with the defending world champion from F1 just behind him, and that is Landon Jenkins. Now the top 9 have separated themselves from the 2nd group of cars, but that 2nd group of cars, they're working well together. It's being led by the 93 of Dawson Brush, and if they can stay lined up the way that they are, they should be able to run down this lead group. King G giving a good push to the 93, and he's got company behind him. Aiden Cody, Dave Marks Jr., the 22 of Alex Tesdall. 18 of Dustin Hardy, brand new contract for him this year. Nobody wants to step out of line and make a move just yet. Working stage 2 here for the 6th annual NASCAR Daytona 300 here on NASCAR Heat 5. In race reporter is Alex Tesdahl, yours truly, Tyler McMurder, rocking and rolling here for main commentary. We've got a car spun deep in the field, and that is going to draw a caution. Or Alex, is this the end of stage 2?
Yeah, that caution will end the stage.
Oh wow, and so does this give the stage win to the 98 or the 7?
98.
All right. And whenever you're ready, we'll take the top 5 from you, but don't forget to pit, brother.
Even Steven, NASCAR King, King Henry, Juicy J, Trouble, Noah, Pluto, Popeye, Freedom, King.
Man, he does us one better. He gives us the top 10. And so the 98 of Trenton Krentz is going to claim the stage 2 win. That's 5 valuable points, and it's 1 very valuable playoff point. And now these drivers are set to take the final stage. There will be some pit stops during this final stage if we go green the entire distance. All 20 drivers still on the lead lap. All 20 drivers still with a shot to win here at Daytona. Everybody wants to open the season with a win in the Daytona season opener. The green flag back out. And Dave Thunder into turn 1. And it's the 94 of Kenny Adair, your race leader. Oh, and and the big one has struck here at Daytona. About a 9-car pileup in turn 1 on the restart involving Sean Lucas and Timmy Brown and a bunch of others here. A lot of damage to these race cars. Alex, did you see what happened there?
No, I just saw a bunch of cars spinning in front of me.
Yeah, that was a rough one. Harold Burden with some damage. The 19 car of Timmy Brown, some front end damage as well. Noah Underwood in the 88. Oh, and a huge impact to the front of Jeffrey Robinson Jr.'s number 61 Toyota. Aaron Garcia, 2-time NASCAR champion. Some damage out of that as well. So this really affected everybody, whether you're a rookie or a veteran, a former champion or not. There was a lot of drivers involved in that one. One of those racing deals at Daytona. When one bad thing goes wrong, many follow usually. And the green flag is back in the air. Final stage. Charles Jackson, Landon Jenkins lead them to the line, and ironically enough, they were the top 2 drivers in the NASCAR World Championship in 2022. What a race we got going on. The inside line prevails on this restart, and it usually will. And a huge save there by Alex Tesdahl. He's going to try to come back up onto the track. Josh Colm-Diaz lets him onto the track, and that's actually going to cost Josh a couple of spots. So it was a really nice gesture there, a nice move. He knows it's early in this final stage. And when we hit the line this time by, we'll get Alex to tell us how many laps to go.
28.
Perfect, thank you, buddy. And everyone still needs to pit, right?
I believe so, unless someone can save 8 laps.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think so. I think everyone's pitting for a splash and go, maybe right sides, depends on how they look, but I really think it's just going to be gas only for most of these drivers. Whoa! Deep in the field, the 9 car went flying to the inside. The 1 and the 19 are wrecking with each other deep in the field. This might draw a caution.
Yeah, yellow just came out.
Now, I don't know exactly how it started, but I do know that the number 9 Chevy went flying down to the inside after contact. It was Aaron Garcia and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. that I think started this mess, and eventually it ended up leading to the 1 of Chris Ryan and the 19 of Timmy Brown crashing with each other deeper in the field. And you can see the damage to the number 1 Chevy of Chris Ryan. You can also see the way the car is riding on the bumps in the corner. That car is not sitting right. There's definitely some broken parts on that machine, and he will need to visit pit road before this restart.
Okay, so the guys that pitted here might be able to save enough.
Yeah, this is getting more and more interesting the more yellows we have. If we go green from here, you're right. Someone's going to try it. And a great piece of information from our in-race reporter, Alex Tesdall. Fuel might come into question here for who wins this year's Daytona 300. Green flag back in the air. They're rolling through 1 and 2 now. The outside line did not get a very good jump. There's only 3 cars left up there. Trenton Krentz getting a push down low from the 11 of King G. Landon Jenkins in the 10, his team owner, and Sean Lucas in the 51 car. Man, there goes the voice already. Part-time driver Dawson Brush in the 93 getting a good push up on the outside. I was going to say by the 18 and the 5, but now the 5 jump ship goes down to the bottom and takes over the 5th place position. Justin Hardy in the 18 is going to join him down there as well. And they all abandoned ship once the 5 machine of Aiden Cody went on down there to start helping his teammates from trucks anyway. Again, folks, Landon Jenkins in the 10, after winning the 2022 NASCAR World Championship, has decided to use his right to start his own race team. Bold Pluto Racing has been born. Aiden Cody, King G, Ethan Hoekstra, he's got a couple of drivers coming up through the system as well. And a pretty clean start here for this one. There's a couple of cars that have lost the draft, and it looks like that might be Timmy Brown and Emily Seri deeper in the field, driving for Juicy J Motorsports. There you see Timmy. And Jordan Green in the 8 car as well. They're going to need a caution to catch back up. This could be a part of some sort of strategy. Miss the big one, maybe save some fuel in the process. If you're in this lead pack, you're definitely using more fuel.
I don't know if you're using more fuel actually, because if you're in a smaller pack, you gotta be on the throttle more.
Kind of depends on where you are. If you're the lead car or the second car in line in this lead pack, I feel like you're using more fuel than anyone else on the racetrack, simply because the speed is about 10-15 miles an hour higher. But you're right, it's a good point. If you're on your own, you're full throttle, you're using more at that point. I think the raw speed that you're getting in this group here, though, if you're near the front of it and if you're not constantly lifting off the throttle, I feel like you might be using a little bit more. So for a driver like Timmy Brown in the 19, who's completely by himself with no draft back there, he's probably going to need to make a pit stop before the checkered flag waves this evening. Very good point, though.
I believe, like, a lot of the guys up in the top 5, maybe top 7, will have to stop too, because a lot of them stayed out.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting. They were thinking track position, but the others were thinking fuel, and that might pay off for them. And you know what? If you know that going green the rest of the way is going to benefit you, I find that a lot of these drivers really start taking those extra steps to drive as clean as possible, and I really wonder if that's kind of the strategy for them this point forward. Just kind of ride around in this lead group. Don't force it 2 and 3 and 4 wide. Just kind of take it easy and try to let this play itself out. Whereas the front 6, they want something to happen here again, so they don't need to pit under green flag conditions.
I think the ones who pitted on the last yellow, it's doable if you're like mid-pack and able to save, like a lot.
This is going to be intense. We might see an underdog winner here tonight for the NASCAR Daytona 300, something we have not seen ever for this crown jewel event. Every time we have come here, all 5 times before this, the driver who was parked in victory lane was already a very established sim racer here in the NASCAR Heat 5 community. We could see a breakout winner, someone who doesn't often win these NASCAR Motormaster Series races. Maybe Dave Marks Jr., maybe Aiden Cody, maybe Dustin Hardy in the 18 car. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 came so close to finding victory lane for the first time in the Motormaster Series last year. It'd be great to see him want up there and win this race. Got Harold Burden right behind him, along with Chris Ryan in the 1, Kenny Adair in the 94. Kenny led some laps earlier in this race, but he's the 2018 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series champion. That was all the way back on NASCAR Heat 2. He's running a part-time schedule here this year for the Motormaster Series, but he's running full-time in the trucks on Tuesdays. Still Trenton Prince leading the way. King G in the 11, running in second is Team Owner. Just behind him in third, that's Landon Jenkins. Black and lime green, number 10. Aiden Cody in the 5, runs for Sean Lucas, rounding out the top 5 in the 51, having a great run here tonight. Dustin Hardy in the 18, runs in 6th. Getting a good push from the pole sitter, Charles Jackson in the 08 Chevy Camaro in that purple car. Noah Underwood in the 88 runs in 8th. He's running a Dale Earnhardt Jr. lookalike car, and I'm really liking that paint job. Really sporty out there. The car seems fast. He's getting a good push from Alex Tesdall in the 22, who runs in 9th. And Dave Marks Jr. in the 36 rounds out your top 10. Still 16 cars in this lead group. 4 cars have lost the draft with this lead pack and will need a caution to catch back up. And as Alex mentioned, our in-race reporter, the second half of this lead group really doesn't want to see a caution because they're pretty confident that they might be able to make it to the end of this race on fuel. The top 6 or 7 cars that they will need to hit for a splash and go if this race unfolds completely green from this point forward.
Even a couple in the second half of the pack could run out because even the ones who pitted will be looking to have to save 2 or 3 laps.
Wow, yeah, see,
possible, but quite the stretch.
This is a stretch. You're right, but yeah. I'm glad you told me this because I would have never known otherwise. Someone's going to try it, and now we've got a car spun on the front stretch near the start-finish line. It was the number 1 Chevy Camaro of Chris Ryan, a veteran driver, a former NASCAR Motormaster Series race winner as well. I didn't see exactly what happened to him, but he's going to get it going again. He's lost the draft with the lead packs, got a little bit of front-end damage to the right front. And that is a heartbreaker for him. He will need a caution to catch back up. And really, Alex, I've been saying this for years, for these Heat games, if you lose the draft, the only thing you can really do is try to find the other cars that have lost the draft as well, link up together, draft with each other, and hope that you can either run down the leaders before the end of this race or simply increase your speed enough to the point where it keeps you on the lead lap, and then if a yellow comes out, it could save you all.
Yeah, if you can find 4 or 5 friends who work together very well, you can run almost as fast as the lead group if you stay hooked up.
Absolutely. Especially if the lead group is battling. Right now, we don't see too much of that, though. I think everybody's trying to take it easy. We had the big one right at the very beginning of the final stage. And after seeing that, I think a lot of these drivers have kind of reevaluated their strategy. dialed themselves in for a long run here at Daytona to finish off the 6th annual Daytona 300. Biggest event of the year. Slade Gravitt won the inaugural event in 2018. Jade Burr back-to-back in 2019 and 2020. Kevin Tattersall won this event in 2021. And Matt Smith, the defending and retiring NASCAR Motormaster Series champion, won it last year in 2022. And the number 2, Chevy Camaro. Who's going to do it this year? Now, Charles Jackson in the 08 car, he's running in 7th there. There you see him. He's definitely saving a little bit of fuel. He's allowing a gap to... He's allowing a gap in between himself and the 51. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. The 22 almost lost the draft for this lead group. He's going to tuck in line at the back there and stay with them. And it just really appears that Charles is trying to save as much fuel as he can without losing the draft with the top 6. He's doing a pretty good job of it as well. And to the outside went Sean Lucas in the 51 car. He was trying to get a run going, get a line going so he can go on up there and try to take the lead, but it's going to cost him dearly. Not only is he going to lose his top 5 spot, but he might even drop all the way outside the top 10. And that is exactly why these drivers were not trying to risk anything, trying to make any wild moves, because if you lose the draft, if you get hung out to dry, all of that track position you had is gone. That is if no one goes with you. There's Emily Sari, Timmy Brown, and Jordan Green working together to try to not lose quite as much time to your leader, and they are still bagging for a caution. Pardon me. Still Trenton Krentz leading the way out of the 98 car. No stranger to victory lane for this event. The NOSSCAR Daytona 300 has been won 2 times before by a driver driving the number 98 Ford Mustang. Jade Burr both times, 2019 and 2020. Crosses the line to lead another lap. How many laps to go, Alex?
8 to go.
And they click off quickly here. Been so much action all race long. 2 and 3 wide, couple of small crashes, one big one at the beginning of the final stage, and it all comes down to this: who's got the fuel, who's got the track position, who's got the right strategy. And a big move there by Noah Underwood on the outside. He's going to pull down just in front of Dave Marks Jr. and clear him for 7th. But that was a bold move. There was not much room there, and that could have went very badly for him. And now the 98 is, yeah, he's going to surrender the race lead and pit under green flag condition. But the most unfortunate part about it is he pits by himself. He's not going to have any kind of draft help after he gets back onto the racetrack. And now does this mean that we're going to see the 11 and the 10, maybe even the 5 and the 18 follow him down pit road?
Very well possible. Anyone who stayed out at the last yellow is not going to make it.
No doubt. And Trenton, with all due respect to him, wasn't even close. He's pitting with 8 laps to go. But then again, he was the leader, so he was running full throttle, while some of the cars behind him might have been able to lift and save their stuff. Nobody pitting this.
Yeah, those that stayed out at the last caution will be about 7 laps short. So yeah, it's about right before he's pitting, especially leading the pack.
Problems for Aiden Cody. He misses the entrance to pit road. He's going to fly off of pit road and back onto the racetrack. No penalties being given, no penalties. And he's going to resume, but he's going to need to hope he's got enough fuel in the tank to get back around to the pit road entrance for one more lap. I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get away from everybody so he could successfully make it to pit road, but he got trapped in the middle. Had to dive down through the traffic to pit road and still just barely missed it. And now more cars coming to pit road. The 7, the 10, the 11, and the 93. And now Josh Colm-Diaz spins coming to pit road. He's going to gather it back up and keep on going. He makes it successfully to pit road. Man, this is crazy. Landon Jenkins, King G, Dawson Brush, Josh Colm-Diaz, they were all having a great race. Same with Aiden Cody, and now it has went up in smoke here. And unless these drivers run out of fuel before the end, we're going to have these 10 drivers in this lead pack battling for the win here for the NASCAR Daytona 300. If we go green the rest of the way, they are looking good. And now the 94. Yeah, Kenny Adair is coming to pit road, 2018 truck champion. There's Aiden Cody merging back onto the racetrack. You can see the time that he lost from missing pit road the first lap. And now he has fallen one lap down to your race leader. King G in the 11 is going to go a lap down as well to your race leaders. There you see him. Now we're working down the back straightaway. And everyone who has pit already does not appear to have a drafting partner. They're all kind of separated by themselves out there. There's Timmy Brown, Emily Seri. Remember, they lost the draft much earlier. They were riding around with Jordan Green in the 8 car before they made their scheduled green flag pit stops. Now, I thought that the 18 car was leading this race, but I don't know where he went. Was he one of the ones who came to pit road?
I believe so.
Wow, this has really changed the complexion of this race. 5 laps remaining. And Charles Jackson, your race leader, with Noah Underwood all over his back bumper.
We're actually coming to 2 to go.
Wow, I'm glad you told me. I would have been doing commentary still while the victory lane celebration was going. 2 to go at Daytona. Now the question is, can Noah Underwood do anything with Charles Jackson? These are 2 veteran drivers. They know these cars very well. They know this track and game very well. Running 1-2. And look at this. Dave Marks Jr. in the 36 Chevy Camaro, running in 3rd, looking for his very first NASCAR Motormaster Series win. And what an underdog victory it would be. Dave is a long-time NASCAR driver. He's yet to win a race, and he's come close a few different times, but this might be the closest he's ever been out of 4, coming to the white flag. Final time around here at Daytona, and the pairs have been made. Underwood goes to the outside, and he's got a couple of other cars going with him up there, including Aaron Garcia in the 9. The teammates are trying to take on Charles Jackson. Where does Dave go? Dave thought about going up to the outside. He's going to stay down low. It looks like they're coming up on lap traffic. Hopefully this does not play into the finish. And what a push down the back straightaway. The 9 pushing Noah Underwood to the lead as they work through 3 and 4. Oh, this is close quarters racing. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. going to the outside as well. They're 4 wide. Charles Jackson goes flying down to the grass, comes back up onto the track and saves it, and he's going to win the NASCAR Daytona 300. Alex Tesdall came flying up on the inside to give a push there at the end of Dave, which also helped Charles Jackson. What a run on the outside by Noah Underwood and Aaron Garcia. Eventually, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. went up there to help him as well. Woo!
Wow, what a finish.
Yeah, that was an interesting finish. Alex, take us through those last few laps. What was going through your mind trying to get this win? Don't forget photos of the results as well, buddy.
Yeah, I got that, and it was wild. I was running on fumes that last lap, like trying so hard, like not to, take the temptation to push it and try to, force my way to the front because I don't want to burn the extra gas. And at the same time, trying to pick my way through the guys who are trying to make early moves. And on the last lap, I just, saw I had barely enough and went for it. Tried to take it 3 wide to try over, but the hole closed on me, so I just pushed whoever was in front of me.
Yeah, what a finish there at the very end. And you called it, man. You knew it was going to come down to fuel mileage. You knew it was going to be close for a lot of these drivers. Like you said, even the ones who did pit on that last caution, even they were close. And yeah, when we saw the top 6 or 7 or 8 cars all peel off and go to pit road in that last run, yeah, that we knew that the complexion of this entire race had changed, and that opened the door for a lot of drivers to go on out there and win this race. For some of them, it would have been their first win.
Yeah, the fuel situation was extremely close. Like, I ran out at the line.
What a race, guys. And Dawson Brush gets the fastest lap of the race. The preset sliders here, 44.676, definitely was in the draft. And we're going to get a word from some of your top finishers in just a moment. Alex, can you just confirm with me? Info in second and Dave third? Thank you, sir. Sorry. All good. Can you check it for me? Okay. I don't see info on my list at all, somehow. You're friends with him, right? Can you put him in here? You change his name? What's going on here? Please stand by.
Well, I haven't seen him on my list either.
Yeah, me either. It's kind of strange. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to see if I can figure that out in a little bit. But for now, yeah, we're gonna head on over to Victory Lane, and there we will find Charles Jackson, the driver of the '08 Chevy Camaro, going wire to wire here tonight, qualifying first and winning the the 6th annual NASCAR Daytona 300 here on NASCAR Heat 5. And first of all, we just want to say congratulations to you. Really happy for you. But we also want to get you to take us through those final laps, maybe about the final 10 laps. What was going through your mind when the leaders all started to hit pit road? What was your fuel situation like, and what was your strategy from that point forward?
I spent the entire last 20 laps before they started pitting, saving fuel. And once I started pitting, I had just hit to where I was good. So then I was like, okay, I got to channel in my inner Dale Earnhardt and block both lanes and do whatever I had to do to win, and it paid off.
Yeah, did it ever. And those drivers running out of fuel there at the end, it really opened the door for a whole lot of veteran drivers to go on out there and win this crown jewel event. And for some of them, it would have been their very first win. Who did you have your eye on in those last laps? Who were you battling with the most?
Definitely Info. Like, me and Info have been nose to tail for like the last 20 laps before then, and I was like, yeah, I know this guy's experienced. I know he can kick my butt at any point. And once him and Black Cross got teamed up on the outside, I was kind of having an inner heart attack. I didn't think I was going to be able to hold them off. I had to do, the textbook Daytona door check on coming off of turn 4, but got to the line first.
As you know, Daytona can go really, really good or really, really bad, and it really sometimes it's not even in your control. What were your expectations coming into tonight's event?
Expectation-wise, I absolutely despise this kind of racing. But for some reason, I am good at it. I do not know why I'm good at it, but I am good at it. So I came in, I was going to try to get pole, sit out front as much as possible, and whatever lane happened to be working, I was going to try to block it. That was my strategy, and executed.
Your winning ways continue. You got a win in the 2022 World Championship, and you just opened 2023 with a bang, winning the NASCAR Daytona 300 here on Heat 5 for the Motormaster Series. You gonna go celebrate? What's your plans now?
Well, you see, right here is a good old bottle of Fireball Salmon Whiskey. I won a championship in another league after getting drunk, and I just won this race after getting drunk. So here we go. I'm going to open this bottle. I'll take a nice, gigantic swig.
There you go. Enjoy responsibly, and we'll let you go and do that, my friend.
Thank you, man. And good race info.
Yeah, good racing, man.
Congratulations once again to Charles Jackson, the driver of the '08 Chevy Camaro, picking up the win here in the 6th annual Daytona 300. And throwing it now over for another interview here, we have Noah Underwood, the driver of the number 88 Chevy Camaro. Noah, man, at the very end, you suddenly had the leader right in your sights. Everything seemed to go perfectly for you. You had the fuel to the finish, and suddenly you were within striking distance once those 6 or 7 or 8 cars all came to pit road. What was the strategy from there? Did you think that you had a move to get around them?
Dude, I definitely didn't. I mean, I had nobody working with me at all, so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to figure this out. Because everybody wants to go to the bottom line, and I want to go to the high line, and nobody didn't want to come with me. So I tried it anyways, and I guess I found Aaron Garcia, my teammate now, I think, for this season. He came up and actually helped me, so I was like, okay, I got me a chance. So at the end, it's bumping is racing, so I mean, that's just what happened.
How good were you for fuel? Like, we know that everyone else was nervous, and suddenly 7 or 8 of them didn't have it. We heard that Charles was saving for the last 20 laps, and he was just barely good. Where were you at?
I want to say whenever it was around 9 laps to go, that's whenever I was trying to pass him early because I knew he was still saving. So whenever he was letting go of the throttle more is whenever I tried passing him, but he had the draft and I didn't. So I had to jump back in line and just waited.
Fair enough, fair enough. And what are your goals and expectations for the remainder of the 2023 NASCAR Motormaster Series season? You opened the season with a 2nd place finish. That's great points still.
Honestly, I have no idea yet. I just plan on trying to win as many races as I can for this season. So,
well, you're good at that, my friend. 7 career wins here in the NASCAR Motormaster Series for you, and we're sure that it's going to go up before season's end. Congratulations on a podium here tonight at Daytona, and a great way to start the season.
Thank you.
I believe that's going to do it. I don't believe Dave Marks Jr. joined the broadcast booth, unfortunately, but we're going to give a shout-out to the driver of the number 36 Chevy Camaro for coming home in 3rd place here tonight. What a run for him. Rockstar Racing Team really needed a good run to open the 2023 season, and that's exactly what they got here tonight. And final thoughts from in-race reporter Alex Tesdall, the driver of the 22.
Yeah, it was a great race tonight. I said 99% of it. Lap 5 I'd rather forget, but I came back for a top 5. So, great way to start the season. And I really do have a love-hate relationship with these super speedways. Like, I'm good at them. Like, I know I have what it takes to win these things. It's just, and things can never quite go my way. And yeah.
And that's the thing.
Sums it up. Great race.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, Alex. You hit the nail right on the head. With super speedways, that's how it goes, man. Everyone has a shot to win, and if everything goes perfectly, you can win one of these races, but everything needs to go perfectly or you simply don't, and one of the other 20 or 30 drivers do, and that's kind of what makes it so difficult to win at Daytona and Talladega and places like that, simply because you need everything to go your way, and if one of the 10, 20, 30 things doesn't, someone else is going to win that race. It's hard to win here because everyone has a chance. What an event here tonight.
Yeah.
Alex, what did you make of the fuel strategy at the end? You called it. That's why you're the in-race reporter.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be like right down to the wire for the ones that pitted on that last caution, and I'm sure it was a lot for a lot of the others that pitted in that same group. Like, I literally sputtered crossing the start-finish line.
Wow.
Like, it was right down to the wire.
That might also explain why we didn't see too much side-by-side action battling for the lead and for the win there in those last 20 laps. I think many of those drivers were more concerned about making it to the end of this race.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why it was really tame that last run.
Yeah, what a race, guys. What a win for Charles Jackson. What a finish at the very end. A heartbreaker for drivers like Trenton Krentz and Dustin Hardy and several others that were up there at the front battling for the lead when they unfortunately had to come to pit road for service. King G and Landon Jenkins, Aiden Cody, and several others all needed to surrender their track position that they worked so hard for. And at the end of the day, when the smoke settled, when the checkered flag waved, it was Charles Jackson picking up the NASCAR Daytona 300 win in a drag race with Noah Underwood. And folks, that's going to do it. I'd like to thank all the viewers and fans who tuned in tonight. I'd like to thank Alex Tesdall for being an amazing in-race reporter and keeping us informed with all the bits and pieces of information that we have no possible way of being briefed on. And I'd like to thank the 20 drivers who came here tonight and participated in the 6th annual NASCAR Daytona 300. Next week, Sonoma Auto Club will be here. Motormaster Monday, folks. It's back. 6th annual season. And we're going to crown another champion at the end of these 36 races. Good night, everybody. I'm Tyler McMurder. He was Alex Tesdall. And until next Monday, stay fast, folks.